Welcome to another Tech ICTN video. This video demonstrates how to calculate normal interest and compound interest on given loan amount, annual interest rate and duration in months. I am using here NetBeans IDE with Java language. First, open a NetBeans edition. Then create a new project. Remember to uncheck the checkbox near the create main class. Later at the runtime you can define the main class. You can see the project window. There, create a new JFrame form and type a name to the form. This is where you are going to insert form elements. I am typing here FRM loan cal. This is the class name of the form. Then you can see the empty form and the palette. Drag and drop the form element into the form. First, I am dragging and dropping JPanel. And here I am typing the title to the JPanel. It acts as a group box. Another JPanel. JPanels are suitable to arrange the interface nicely. This is how we set the title of the JPanel. JPanel is used to insert the radio buttons and the other one is used to insert the text boxes to input the values. Here I am inserting two radio buttons for normal interest and the compound interest. It has to be selected by the user at the runtime. And here I am inserting three text fields and three labels. Text fields for inserting initial loan amount, annual interest rate and the duration in months. You can directly drag and drop form element to the form. Then let's see the output. Just run the form, select the main class, but here you can see the radio buttons are not working properly because they are not grouped. Now I have to create a radio button group. Just drag and drop the button group element to the form, then select the radio buttons and then assign to a group. You can insert more than one group in a form. Here I am selecting the first one. Now the radio buttons are working properly. Okay, let's move forward. Now to display the result, I have to insert a button to perform at the click event, then a text box to display the answer based on the selection of the user, whether it is normal or compound. Then to clear the form and the exit from the form. For those purposes, I have to insert two buttons, and the form should be nicely arranged so that it makes a good look. Right now I have to change the text of the form elements and change the name of form elements, then inserting codes to perform the calculation and the other operations. To change the text of the fields, right click and then go to the properties, or directly you can right click and change the text. Here I am increasing the font size. On the form, right, then right click and go to properties and change the title of the form. The title of the form is loan calculation. Now let's change the text of each form element. Just right click on the form element and then select edit text, then type text or the labels on the form. Now let's change the text of text fields. Remember to resize the text fields after removing the available content on the text field so that the data can be inserted. In order to arrange the form elements nicely, you can use the available tools in the toolbar. Nearby source, design and history tabs, you can see align options available. You can click on align left, right to make them align. It is better to resize the form element so that it fits in the form area. When you name the controls in the form, it is a good practice to use Hungarian notation. That means a naming convention to assign names to the control. For example, txt for text box, btn for button. Likewise, right now we have completed a changing texts of the form elements. Before starting coding, we have to change the name of form controls. To change the names, right, we can now right click on each form element, then select change variable name. RAD normal, RAD compound, those are the radio buttons available. Then txt prefix for the text boxes. You can see the names which I am giving to each control. You may observe that when I run the form, it is opening in the corner of the screen. It is better to open the form in the middle of the screen. Just right click on the form, then go to code, then generate center. You can select generate center, then close the properties box. Let's run the program. Then you can see it is opened in the center of the screen. Now we have completed changing text and changing variable names. Now it is time to start coding. Just right click on the calculation button, then go to events action, then action performed. Or you can just double click on the button, then start coding. The NetBeans IDE provides you a function with btn calculate action performed. Inside the function, you may type the codes to happen when you click on the button. Before starting the proper coding, I just check whether the radio buttons are set and are working. If the first radio button is selected, that means RAD normal is selected, I just display a message box. Else another message box. Then I can confirm the radio buttons are working. Finally, I would replace the codes inside the if and else to perform the calculation based on the selected type of interest. First radio button is to check with normal interest. The next radio button is to perform a calculation when the compound interest is selected. This is how to insert message box. Just type the option pane.show message dialog. Then inside the brackets, leave the first parameter as this. Then change the next parameter, string parameter, as you wish. It is the message. Then let's check the program. This is the program. If the first radio button is checked, the message box says you selected normal interest. Otherwise, the message box says you selected compound interest. Now it is working properly. Right. Now let's replace the codes inside if and else block with the codes to check and calculate the normal interest and compound interest respectively. For your convenience, I have arranged the codes and will be displaying for you, explaining each and every step. You can follow the codes and the demonstration, and then you can try with yourself. Okay, this is the codes which is started inside the click event of the button. First, the variables are declared. Those have been declared as double. The amount, rate, duration. Amount is the initial loan amount, rate is the annual interest rate, duration is the number of months. Those are the input that we are using here to calculate total interest and the amount to pay. This is how we take in the inputs in the system. The getText method of the button control gets the string value. Then double.parseDouble converts the get string to double. Likewise, amount, rate and duration are taken. Then inside the if, when the normal interest button is selected, radio button is selected, the normal interest is calculated. It is amount into rate divided by 100, then again divide by 12 to change to the monthly interest, then multiply with the number of months, which is called the duration. Now, the amount to pay is amount plus the interest. Finally, the values are rounded up to 2 decimal places and displayed on the TXT answer text box. The text box is filled with the interest value and the total amount to pay. This is inside the if. Now let's see inside the else. That means when the compound interest is selected. Here we can use the same input values. Then I have declared an integer type variable called maths to be used in the loop as the increment variable. The loop is running from the value of maths 1 to the duration. Here the duration is given as number of months. Then interest is calculated as compound interest. You can see at the end of each month the amount to pay is the initial value or the previous value plus the interest. For the next month it is the initial value. The interest is calculated to that amount. Likewise, you can see the compound interest. Finally, the resulted values are rounded up to 2 decimal places and are displayed in the text box. It is TXT answer. You can see how to set a value to a text box. Use the set text method. Now the click event of the clear button should clear the every text field so that another values can be inserted and check the result. To clear the text box, we can set an empty string to each text box or the text field. Then when click on the exit button, when you click on the exit button, the form should be closed. Thanks for watching the video. Please remember to subscribe the video to receive more videos with Java NetBeans.